y'all, welcome on in. My name is Alex the Creative Llama. If you see the red live box somewhere above my head, that means I'm live. If you don't see it, you're just catching the replay, so welcome to the replay if you are catching the replay. And make sure you comment the word Monday. That'll give you the keyword, but make sure you also join our broadcast channel. I know, lots of directions. Make sure you join our broadcast channel. That way you are up to date on all things the Creative Llama. And that's going to be the best way to know when I'm live, okay? So I'm actually going to share my link over in there real quick. And then we're going to get started. So we're doing like a you pick nightlight. So I have like 5 different nightlight covers. And I'm going to go over everything. So comment the word Monday. It'll give you all the details. But this is the cutout of the week. So if you're new, I do a brand new cutout every single week. For the most part, sometimes we take weeks off for like Mystery Box Week and some other stuff. But we're back to the grind and we're doing cutout of the week. And this time you get a choice, okay? So I am missing my glass mat. My glass mat is on my table because we were painting. So I'm just going to paint in my styrofoam. I know it's not aesthetically pleasing, but we're going to make it do. We're going to make it work. So with your cutout, okay, you get to pick the design of your nightlight cover. There's a fall one and then there are some Halloween ones, okay? And if these go well, I will do more of this, but you pick the cover of your nightlight. So let's say you wanted the Batty Moon, right? You will also get the nightlight with it, okay? And the price does include shipping, so you don't have to have any additional shipping or anything like that. So just keep that in mind that this will come with your cutout. So you don't have to go to Amazon and purchase it on your own. You are able to just purchase it and you get a nightlight with it. All right, let's start painting. We're going to paint for a little while. I do have a bunch I need to get done this evening, so I'm not going to be on super terribly long. I say that, but then you know what? I'm on here for like an hour and a half. But we're going to start with the Batty Moon, and then we're also going to do the pumpkin. But if you comment the word Monday and click the link in the message, you can go see all the different designs. I will show you the different designs here in just a second. But let's start painting. So I have this Batty Moon. I'm going to paint this in a light yellow. So I'm going to go in with Baby Duck, and we're going to paint this, and then we're going to distress it. Hello, y'all. Happy Monday. It has been busy around here. We've been going since about 8 o'clock, and we didn't stop till about, I don't know, 5:30. And we finally took a break at 5:30. So, but then right after this, I'm back to the grind. So, but this is going to be a really simple cutout. This is great for your kids, grandkids, to do something to just spruce up their room. And if y'all love these, I've had these nightlights in live sales before, but I've never had the actual nightlight with me. I had to order them. I ordered them months ago, y'all. I mean, months ago. I lost the package. It was somewhere in my house, and I recently found it. So I thought, let's do that for Cutout of the Week. Hi, Linda. Hi, guys. When y'all pop on, say hey. I know lots of people are commenting the keyword. But I'll show y'all all of the different designs once I get this painted. And then you get to pick the design, basically. That's why it's called You Pick. All right, so we're going to let that dry for a second while I show you the other ones. So this one is, hold it down. It's a little fence with a black cat or whatever color cat and a pumpkin, okay? And everyone will come with like a little O-ring, okay? Then we have the Skelly. This is the Skelly, the skeleton, okay? And it will also come with an O-ring. It's $12, which includes shipping. If you comment the word Monday and click on the link, it'll give you all the information. Or if you just read that message, it'll give you all the information too. It's all linked in there for you. Okay, and then here's the haunted house. This one's going to be kind of difficult to hold up. But there's 2 little pumpkins, the haunted house and the moon. And then last but not least, we're painting this one because I just think this one is precious. It's a little pumpkin. But everything is made to obviously have the nightlight shine through it. So that's why there's a lot of different like intricate cutouts and all of that. So Hello. Hi, y'all. Hi, Darlene. How was everybody's Monday? What did y'all do today? Did you work? Did you craft? Did you do other things? I had a doctor's appointment. I had to have a little procedure done this morning, and then I came back. I rested for a little bit. Thomas was here cutting while I was gone, and then we worked all afternoon. Like, didn't stop. Thomas was working on some stuff for packaging up the fall mystery boxes. He worked on that all day long because I cut so much over the weekend. So yeah, you worked. I feel you, girl. I feel you. I wanted to sit down and get some painting done today, but that was not happening. That was not in the cards for me today. I had too much going on. All right, let's dry this. Oh, awesome, Lynn. Came home from camping. Fun. Hi, Kim. Hi, Jackie and Jill. If y'all claimed from last night's live sale, unless your order came in within the last hour or two, all invoices have been sent. Okay, so all invoices have been sent. So you need to go check your email address or your email for the link, okay? If you don't see it, check your spam folder. Because a lot of times it goes to spam for whatever reason. So everything has been sent. I think I saw a couple of people come in. 2 people who placed an order within the last hour or so. So, yes, Lisa, I think so too. I did not, Victoria. That ended to claim them was on Friday. I had to cut it off in order to be able to get everything out in time. And unfortunately, with it being this close, they're supposed to ship out on Wednesday. I just wasn't going to be able to get that out to you in time. So, yes, Friday is always going to be the last day as of now to order from live sale Sunday. I'm considering moving that to Wednesday. That way we can get things turned out a little bit faster if possible. I don't know. Do y'all like having the full week to shop the live sale, or would y'all want me to close it earlier? Perfect, Miss Jackie. There is no rush. You have until Saturday to pay. And y'all, when I send you an updated message with the link halfway through the week, that's not me being pushy. I'm just a reminder with the link just in case you didn't get it. Because a lot of times people will say, oh, I didn't even see it in my email. So it's not me being pushy. You have until Saturday to pay. So, all right. So I'm just taking this color Hickory Smoke and I am distressing the edges just to kind of make it a little bit more spooky-like. And there we go. There's the first one. Okay. Now, I think I am going to glue my ring in. That way it's nice and solid and steady because it does wiggle a little bit, but you'll still be able to get it off. So let me show y'all. So when you get your nightlight, right, we're done with that one. You're going to pop this off like so. You don't need this. You're going to take this piece off, unscrew it, okay? Then you're going to put the ring on, okay? Then put this back on. Everything kind of just sits together. Now this will sit up a little bit more than it's supposed to, but it's still going to work. Okay, and then when you plug it in, it'll light up. Okay, but this does sit back a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue this guy in here to see if that will help with it. And I just realized I think my stick fast is on the table. Let me grab that. You'll be able to hear Boone drinking his water. Hopefully he doesn't get dehydrated again. All right, coming back. Hi, Anita. Life gets crazy. Especially because that's kind of what I was thinking. I like the full week as I get paid on Friday. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Victoria. I wish I could. It just gets really difficult because then if I don't cut it off, then it's just going to continue. So maybe next time I can do it like after the 1st. It's been a while since I've seen your lives. I've been busy with my daughters. Oh, how fun, Denise. Well, I'm glad you're here. All right, we're going to glue this in and see if that helps. Okay. Let this set up for a second. Okay, so that's how it's going to stick on there. And you don't need this. So don't be over here trying to attach it with this. It's not going to work. You just have to put this on. Yep, I would glue it in. Okay, and then I'll show you at the end. We'll go into the bathroom or something and I'll plug him in and I'll show y'all the different ones. So there's that one. That's the Batty Moon. So I would glue these in. That's just me. Okay. Let's do, should we do the pumpkin next? Should we do the pumpkin or should we do the black cat and fence? Which one do y'all want to see next? Pumpkin or the black cat and fence? Oh my gosh, my nose is so itchy. Oh no, Miss Lisa. That's okay. That's okay. What was y'all's favorite thing from the live sale last night? What was y'all's favorite thing? Mine, I absolutely loved the magnets. I posted about these in the VIP group today. I loved the little skellies, the skelly trio. These were probably my favorite. Hi, Dad. The black cat, the black cat. Oh, y'all want to see the Halloween stuff? Okay. Okay. So we'll pull this one out. Let me put this back in my bucket so I don't lose any pieces. The skeletons are really fun. I had a lot of fun painting those. All right. So we're going to go black cat. Let's wipe this down. Skeletons, the bear. Oh, you like Thomas's bear? Did y'all see this one? Did y'all see that one? I'm surprised no one said that one. I figured people would be all over that the way they were in the VIP group. The magnets and the boho mug. Yep. You're welcome, Dolores. Thank you for ordering. I really appreciate it. Okay, we're going to paint this in white, which I believe my white is in the other room. We love that. So we're going to do whitewash and some black. Mary Beth, you might want to check your spam folder. I know I sent you your invoice. I remember yours. Hi, Rachel. How'd you find me? How did you find me? Yes, I love the Grinch. So the 10.5, so this one is like the pick the size, right? So this is the 10.5 inch and it's starting at 18. All right, so we're gonna go in with whitewash. I have not used this color yet. So we're gonna see how this turns out. Has anybody used this Deco Art color, whitewash? I haven't. All right, let's pull this on here. We're gonna grunge up the fence anyways, so it doesn't really, oh my gosh. You know everybody? No, you're stalking me. I'm just joking, Rachel. Oh, that kind of has like a gray tint to it. That has like a grayish tint or some sort. It's not bright white. I've never used this. You know, it was when I had to, you know, order $50 from Deco Art in my paint. So I added this one in here. So it's not a bright white. It's definitely like a more grayish white. But I don't know if that's because the wood is making it a little bit darker or what. Let's do another coat. Whitewash is your favorite. I've never used this. All right, we're gonna do this one, the pumpkin, and then I'm gonna hop off because y'all, it is warm in this room. I've told y'all, in my craft room, it's surrounded by windows and it gets so warm in here. I almost went live at my kitchen table so I could cool up. Hi, Patricia. Ooh, okay. Is there supposed to be like a gray tint to it? I feel like when I think white, like it should just be like a bright white. All right, let me clean this up. All right, y'all, let's get, what are y'all having for dinner? Hi, Rebecca from Eastern Tennessee. Well, welcome on in. My name is Alex. I'm from Texas. I'm in the San Antonio area. And I really enjoy doing like wood. I do a lot of wood cutouts, and I use a lot of chalk couture like transfers in my crafting. That's kind of a little bit what I do. It is a white, but it's like a dirty white. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yes, welcome on in, Rebecca. We don't take ourselves too seriously around here. We laugh at me a lot when I mess things up. It's all good. We have fun. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. Let's do the black cat spaghetti. Ooh, yum. I need to make my homemade spaghetti sauce. I need to do that. That sounds delicious. All right, so we're gonna go in with black. Any black will do. Now you could do this with the chalk paste if you don't have a bunch of acrylic paint. Just use your chalk paste. I use it to paint all the time. Thank you for sharing meatloaf and baked potatoes. I love me some meatloaf. My mom makes the best meatloaf. The best. Bang bang shrimp and rice, leftover pork tenderloin, and tuna mac and salad. Ooh. I can get down with the mac salad, just not the tuna part. I'm not a tuna girl. Yes, Rebecca, we are super friendly around here. Everybody will welcome you in. And don't be afraid to ask questions. You can ask. There are no silly questions. If I don't see it, someone else will most likely respond. I've had lots of ladies in here over the years watching me for a while, so they know kind of how things go. All right, we're going to go in with spiced pumpkin. I'm going to clean this up. And I like to use makeup sponges to paint. It's just a personal preference. You don't have to use makeup sponges to paint. I just think I don't get as much of a mess as I do with brushes. So I made ground sausage with noodles and brown gravy and put it over potatoes. I don't know. Ooh. That sounds like it's not terrible, Miss Tammy. That's kind of a good idea. Did you use like, well, no, you said ground sausage. I was just thinking like Italian sausage, like spicy Italian sausage or sweet Italian sausage with that would be delicious. All right, a little bit more. I'm going to do another coat. So sometimes the paints need a couple of coats. Usually with this spiced pumpkin, it needs 2. Okay. There's that. Let's dry that. But y'all, these are super quick and easy to paint. So we've already painted this guy. This is the Batty Moon. Then we're going to do the fence. We're finishing up the fence. We just have to finish up the stem. And I don't have my markers in here. Love that. And I don't want to walk away because I'm just feeling lazy today. So let me grab Burnt Umber. And we're just going to use the end of one of these sponges that I have, because I don't feel like going to get my markers. It'd be a lot easier to do this with my markers, but I don't want to walk the, I don't know, 10 steps over there to grab them. All right, that needs one more coat. I have searched, okay, Mary, send me a message. If you send me a message, there might be something wrong with the email address that I have on file. Send me a message with your email address. I'll update it, and then I'll send you a link to your invoice. But please send me the message, because I'll forget once I get off of here. All right, we're gonna dry this, and then we're gonna grunge this up too. I think we're gonna use gray. Should we leave it, or should we kind of grunge it up like we did with the moon? I know the moon is kind of hard to tell. Hi, Sharon. I know it's kind of hard to tell on there, but should we grunge it up just a smidgen? All right, I'm gonna grab, I got my cart, y'all. As y'all know, I don't know if y'all can see it, but I have my cart over here. Oh my gosh, and my shirt was tucked into my shorts. It's been one of those days. I have not seen it yet, Miss Lynn. I have not. Oh, no, I know it. Yes, I need to see if I can find it. That looks like it might be someone like a door hanger, like maker's file. So I don't know if I'll be able to cut it. But I have not had a chance to look. I've been blowing and going for, since the day started. I think the only time I sat down today was during my doctor's appointment. Honestly. Hi, Martha. All right, so I'm going to go back in with my Distress crayon. The way that I learned with this is, so this is the color Hickory Smoke. If you comment the word Monday, you'll get the link to the cutout of the week. You pick cutout of the week. And then there's like my Amazon storefront in there. These are linked in there for you under distressing items. But the way that I learned with these is, well, one, probably wasn't smart to put paint on the edge and then continue to use it. That probably wasn't very smart. But you put the Distress crayon on the end, and then you just apply the color. That way it kind of just makes it look a little more grungy, distressed. It just adds a little bit of something to the cutout itself. But this step is completely optional. I personally really like using the crayons more than the Distress Oxide. I think the crayons are way more forgiving, because let's say I added a color to it and I didn't like it, right? I'm like, okay, that's not working. You could take a baby wipe or a wet wipe or a wet paper towel and just wipe off the Distress crayon. Sometimes I feel like with the Distress ink or Distress Oxide, it stains it a little bit. So I really do like the crayons a little bit better for like all the colors, but like for browns, black, and white, I use the Distress Oxide. Oh yeah, I'm glad we did this. Okay, so we dirtied up that. I think we're gonna need a little bit of white around our kitty cat. Hi guys. As y'all are popping on, say hey. I apologize if you did say hello and I didn't welcome you in. I've been over here just yapping. Just talking away. And not paying attention. So we'll do this one, and then we'll do the pumpkin, and then we'll go take these to, ooh, yep. We'll go take these to the bathroom or somewhere where I can show you with the nightlight on so you can see what they look like. So we'll go on a little field trip around my house. Okay, I really like this. All right, so stick fast. I'm going to put stick fast right here. So I don't want to go in and put glue all over the back, because if I do that where there's not the back fence for it to adhere to, that glue is going to kind of just seep all over the place. So that's why I put the glue directly onto the fence itself, because I thought about that before I actually glued it, whereas normally I probably wouldn't have thought about that, if I'm being honest. It takes some practice, Linda. It really does. And if you add too much, the great thing is you can wipe it right off. To me, they're very forgiving. That's okay, Dawn. I'm glad you're here now. Okay. Look how cute that is. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. That is so cute. All right. I'm going to glue my ring in. So I'm just going to add glue to the sides. I probably should have let these set up, but you know what? I didn't do that, so we're going to glue the ring in. Hi, Lorna. And then hopefully we'll be good to go. So when you comment the word Monday, go check your messenger. These are $12, and it does include the nightlight. So if you order 3 different nightlight covers, you get 3 different nightlights with it. And it also does include the shipping. So, and you can see how quickly we've done these. I wouldn't say watery, because I have the thick version. So there's like a regular stick fast, and then there's the CA thick. I personally like the thick because it's not as liquidy. Okay. All right. So which one do y'all like so far? The Batty Moon or the Fence? Which one? I like this one so far. This one was fun. You know, I wasn't sure about this one. Oh, you know what it needs? Oh, I don't have my markers over here because your girl is being a lazy bum tonight. Me. Yes, Lorna, just give me a second. Let me finish. And then I will give you an option if you ordered from the live sale on Sunday to add it. Both. I recommend doing your highlights before you glue or before you put the ring on, because this is a little difficult. And my hands are a little shaky. Oh well. Let's do this one. Okay, there we go. Hi, Janine. I can still add it, Lorna. It's not a problem. Yeah, I need you to get me more, Haley. Or just tell me where you got them. Or get them and then I'll pay you back. This is, let me find the box. I really like these for white accents. They also have them in black. Hi, Karen. I really like these. They have them in black. That's the fine tip. And they also have them in like chubbies for like your bigger projects. Those are the ones that I like. All right. So we've gotten one. We've gotten two. I'm kind of having fun painting these because they're so quick. Sometimes I feel like when I choose cutouts, they're so involved, you know, but sometimes it's nice just to have quick projects, and these are fairly quick. All right, let's do the pumpkin. So we've got our pumpkin. We've got the greenery. We might have to go get the markers for that one. I was trying to avoid it. But you know what I want to use for that pumpkin? I want to use my chalk paste. So this is the color Marmalade and Espresso mix to give us more of like a darker rust color. or fall orange, not burnt orange, because we don't do burnt orange. I'm good, Janine. Dollar General. I don't even know if, I don't think I have one anywhere near me. I know there's one right by your house. You might have to be my supplier for these. Okay, this would probably be easier to use a paint pen, just because this is a pretty intricate cutout. And so a lot of times with paint, if you have a lot, if you load up on the paint, it's going to build up in like the crevice or in like the cutout part of your cutout. It's not the end of the world. You can just take a paintbrush and kind of get that extra part out. But probably a paint pen would be better for this than paint. But this one's going to be quick and easy too. So that's brown. That's going to be... All right, we're going to paint all of this in this dark color. Yes, Lorna. You sure can. Just send me you can just send me a message and then tell me everything you want me to add onto it, and I can all add it at one time. Okay. Then we're going to go, I should go get my paint markers, huh? You saw them at Walmart? Ooh. Y'all know what green we're going to use? Can y'all guess? Do y'all know? First try. Y'all know what green we're going to use? It's my tried and true. It's the one I love. I bet y'all can't guess. So if you are new, there's a green paint. Green Deco Art paint that I absolutely love. And it's the color Aloe. I love this color. I was going to just say something really inappropriate. But I'm glad I kept it in my head. Oh, y'all. That probably would not have been appropriate to say on a live. I'm just over here cracking myself up, y'all. Just having a great old time. Hanging out with y'all, painting. Y'all kind of bring me back to life. Going live, sometimes I'm like, so tired. I don't want to go live. And then as soon as I get on here, I just have the best time. I just love hanging with y'all. All right, we're going to do one more coat of the Aloe. No, this green does not glow in the dark. It does not. Oh, yeah. Look at those two colors together. Oh, no, you're going to get all red. I know. Well, it was like kind of an intrusive thought. Not an intrusive thought, but it was like something I would say out loud if I wasn't on live. So, I caught myself because it's not appropriate. You know, y'all, I got this cart so I wouldn't have to keep going back and forth, but it would be helpful if I put everything back on my cart. Imagine that. Imagine that, Alex. What if you just put everything back on your cart so you wouldn't have to keep walking back and forth? Yeah, those look really good together. There's so many things. Okay, that's not going to be big of a difference for this. So I am going to use my chalk markers. Not my chalk markers. My Posca paint pens for this. I just think it's going to be easier than trying to paint that. I would have made a huge mess out of that. Y'all know that. Okay, so now think I distressed this in brown. They do look great together. They really do. So like I said, this color was a mixture. So I mixed up marmalade, which I found my marmalade jar that I opened. I mixed up these two colors to get this. So marmalade and espresso to get this color, the rust looking color. All right, let's pull this back out. Okay. And y'all do me a favor, hit the heart button for me. Share the video. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Oh, it's okay. Share the video. I might need to go darker. No, that's okay. And I'm gonna do a little bit of red. Should I add red to the little circles? Yay, Doreen, you're gonna love it. I love that color. Maybe not red, maybe I do yellow. Or like a darker green. Maybe not red. Red kind of gives Christmas vibes. Should we do yellow? Or brown? Let's do brown. We'll do like a light brown. Now be careful, because as I'm coloring this, the wood is kind of bending with it, so just be careful to not... Okay, I don't hate that. We're gonna keep that. I don't hate it. Alrighty, that looks pretty dang good. See, Miss Holly, I've been observing you. I've been looking at your stuff for inspiration to teach myself. Because y'all, if y'all didn't know, Miss Holly makes, I tell you all the time, beautiful stuff. She paints beautifully. And what's crazy is she distresses, so like how I use the ink or the distress crayons, she does that with a paintbrush. And it just like blows my mind. She's goals. I want to be like her when I grow up. All right, a little bit here, a little bit here. Alrighty, here we go. Ooh, burgundy would be pretty. And I added way too much glue. Per usual. Who's not surprised about that? Okay. And Miss Lorna also makes gorgeous things. She's been posting some of her finished pictures. She posts a lot of her finished pictures, and I'm thoroughly impressed with her painting as well. And Miss Maria, so on Sunday, I had y'all post like show off Sunday and posted some of y'all's finished pictures. Miss Maria, like your painting was amazing. So, just saying. All right, so here's our pumpkin. Oh my gosh, my nose is itchy. Here's our little pumpkin. Let's glue this guy in. Then we will be done. Okay, I didn't paint the other two. Maybe if I get a wild hair tonight and I want to relax a little bit, I will paint the other two, because I do want to paint the whole set. But this is the cutout of the week, so you get to, that's why it's called, okay, I just like skipped over a couple of words. It's called You Pick, like Fall Halloween Nightlight. So you get to pick the design. I couldn't just do one, so I thought it'd be fun to let you pick, and then each nightlight cover that you pick, you do get a nightlight with it. So the price includes the cutout, the nightlight, and shipping. Yes, your mom is super talented as well. Okay, then here is the pumpkin. Okay, so now let's pick. Now let's pick which one we like. And then I'm going to go put these, we're going to go on a little excursion, a little field trip. And we're going to put these in a socket. Y'all, my dumb self, I'm going to tell y'all this story. I was sitting here trying to make sure that I knew how to put everything together, right? Because the person who created this linked these in the listing. So I know I bought this and I know that they worked, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm like putting it together. I'm like, well, how do I turn it on? I can't turn it on. There's no switch or anything. It took me way too long to realize it needed to be plugged in. That's how long my day is. No, you get one. You get to pick one. One for $12. So I went back and forth between adding the nightlight or not. But I figured that would save people from having to go make a separate purchase. It would just all come with it. Yeah, y'all, I was like, oh my gosh, Alex, you are an idiot. Like, how did that take you so long? And then I plugged it in to make sure I was right. Well, you have to think, y'all, it includes the cutout. These are $3 a piece. These are $3. It includes the cutout and the shipping. And the shipping is going to be $4 or $5. So, I mean, this is just something fun that I was doing. So just keep that in mind. Like, it would be cheaper if I didn't include the nightlight, but then you'd have to go order a set of 6 that are $15 for the pack or something like that. So, just explaining the cost. All right, let's go on a little field trip. I have to be careful.